Hola y bienvenidos a la séptima semana. ¡Eh! La próxima semana es el examen intermedio. Entonces espero que están estudiando y que han estado viendo los videos y estos discursos. Y en total, espero que estén listos. Bueno. Esta semana vamos a hablar nomás de la hora, la semana y el horario. Vamos a hablar un poco también de los meses y los días festivos. ¿Ok? Ok, vamos a empezar. Ok. Vamos a hablar un poco esta semana, ¿no? De la hora, los días de la semana y los meses. Y al final un poco de días festivos. Ok. Cuando hablamos de la hora, ¿no? Decimos qué hora es, ¿no? ¿Qué hora es? Es decir, what time is it, ¿no? ¿Qué hora es? Se puede decir, ¿no? Es la una. So I'm starting here with 1 o'clock, ¿no? Es la una. It's one. Now, of course, because one is singular, we have to use the verb that indicates that it's singular. So this is why it's in yellow, because all the other numbers are plural. So they're going to use son, meaning that they're plural, but one is going to use es, right? Because it is singular. Okay, so we would say es la una, but son las dos, son las tres, son las cuatro, son las cinco, son las seis, son las siete, son las ocho, son las nueve, son las 10, son las 11 y son las 12. See? Because all of those numbers are plural. Now, when we're talking about the time, no, after we say qué hora es, we might say son las 6:30. It's 6:30, no? So we're going to use these to say and what time it is, no? So here, let's start with 2. We might say, son las 2:05 and 5. Son las 2:10, 2 and 10, right? 2:10. Son las 2:15, 2 1/4, right? 2:15. Son las 2:20, 2:20, no? Son las 2:25, no? So it is 2:25, o son las 2:30. It's 2:30 or 2:30, no? Now, if we want to say it is 2:35 or that kind of thing, or 2:40 or 2:45, in Spanish, generally what we do is we move to the next hour and then we start to subtract. So we would say, if we want to say it is 2:35, we would say, son las 3:25. It is 3 minus 25. And it goes on the same until we get to the next hour. So if we want to say it's 2:40, we would say, son las 3:20. It is 3 minus 20 minutes, meaning it's 2:40, no? Son las 3:15. It's 3 minus 1/4, meaning it's 2:45. Son las 3:10. It's 3 minus 10, meaning it's 2:50. Son las 3:5. So it is 3 minus 5, meaning it is 2:55. And that is the way that we talk about all of the time, okay? So we'll say E until we get to the 30-minute mark. Then we go to the next hour and we start to subtract, right? That's just kind of how we talk about the time. Okay, so instead of saying AM or PM, we don't really do that in Spanish. That's not a thing. We say either it is that time in the morning, de la mañana, or that time in the afternoon, de la tarde, o de la noche, at night. Then we also have mediodía, which is noon, and medianoche, which is midnight. En punto means on the nose, right? So it is that time on the dot, ¿no? So if we said, son las 12 en punto, ¿no? O las 12 del día en punto, right? We're meaning, right? It's noon. It's right at noon. It's right on the dot, right? Son las 12 en punto, right? It's 2 on the nose. Okay. When we say qué hora es, no, we are asking for what time it is, no? La una en punto, it's 1 o'clock on the nose. Las 2:10, it's 2:10, no? Las 4:15, it's 4:15, no? Las 6:30, it's 6:30, no? Las 8 menos 20, it's 7:40, no? Or 8 minus 20, right? 7:40. O las 10 menos cuarto, no? Meaning it's 9:45 because it's 10 minus a quarter. But if we ask a qué hora, no? A qué hora means at what time does something happen? So we're talking about appointments or maybe times that, like, when does the train arrive? When does the plane get here? When is the doctor going to be here, right? We're asking about time periods that have to do with appointments or, time frames like doctor's visits or, train schedules or that kind of thing, like your classes, right? So someone might say, with like scheduling, that's the word I'm looking for, with like scheduling. So someone might say, ¿a qué hora es tu clase de biología? No, what time is your biology class? Because that's talking about scheduling as opposed to what time it is based on the clock, right? So here, right, we say a las 6 de la mañana, no, 6 a.m., a las 12 del día, del mediodía, no, noon, a las 6:30 de la tarde, no, 6:30 in the afternoon, o a las 10 de la noche. And you notice that here, scheduling is generally placed in 24-hour time. This is actually quite common in other countries in the world. It is not exclusive, but it is a very American thing to do AM and PM. Most other countries, although this is, again, it's not exclusive, but all of the countries that I have lived in have used 24-hour time. So that's quite common. When we talk about schedules, right, we're going to use a qué hora and to talk about whatever it is, right? So a qué hora es tu clase? What time is your class? A qué hora abre, no, o cierra el banco? What time does the bank open or close? A qué hora empiezan o acaban las clases? What time your classes start and end? A qué hora llega o sale el tren? No, what time does the train come in or leave, right? And then you're going to say a las, no? Notice that when you're talking about time, right, you say son. So here, right, son las 10, son las 11, no? Because you're talking about what time it is on a clock. It's this time. You're saying it's this time. When you're saying a las, you're saying at this time, no? As opposed to it's this time. Okay. Okay, we're gonna skip this little. So here, right? Again, I was matching up the times with the clocks, right? Son las 9 menos cuarto. Again, 8:45. Es el mediodía, right? Noon. Son las 8 en punto. It is exactly 8 o'clock. Son las 3 menos 22. No, it's 3 minus 22, so 2:38. En la 1:30, no, 1:30. En la medianoche menos 10, so 11:50. Son las 11:12, no, it's 11:12. And son las 5 menos cuarto. It is 5 minus a quarter, so it's 4:45. So here are some clocks, right? If you look at them, this is how their time would be. Okay. I'm just going to go through this so that you can kind of see it, right? Son las 12:30 de la tarde, no? Son las 6:20 de la tarde. I'm going to move my face so I can see it better. Son las 9 menos 5 de la noche, no? Son las 5:15 de la tarde. Son las 8 menos cuarto de la noche. Son las 3:25 de la tarde. Okay. Here are the days of the week, no? Now, in a Spanish language calendar, the days of the week are going to start on, or the calendar will start on Monday. That's actually quite common, again, of other countries. Generally, the calendars tend to start on Monday because that's the first day of the week. So if you're looking at a Spanish language calendar, it's not going to start on Sunday, which is how American calendars start. It will start generally on Monday. So you will see, right? Lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado y domingo. Lunes is Monday, martes is Tuesday, miércoles is Wednesday, jueves is Thursday, viernes is Friday, sábado is Saturday, and domingo is Sunday. On a calendar, they'll just be like L, J, V, S, D, and the differentiation between martes and miércoles would just be MA and MI. Okay. And here is these words in English here for you to be able to see. Okay, when you talk about the date, so if someone said, ¿qué día es hoy? No? O ¿cuál es la fecha de hoy? No, what day is it today? You would say, hoy es, and then what day of the week it is. So today that I am making this video, for example, is lunes, no? El 30, so the 30th, no? El 30 de agosto, no? De 2021. Now, unlike in American English, in American English, we shorten the years. We'll say like 2021 or 1982, right? In Spanish, you have to say 1982, 2021. There's no shortening of years in that way. So you just have to, you would have to say 2021, 2021. That's how you would say the year. Okay. These are the months, right? So enero, febrero, marzo, abril, mayo, junio, julio, agosto, septiembre, octubre, noviembre, diciembre. And that's probably pretty self-evident, which is which one. Okay. Here, lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, y viernes is, of course, the days of the week, no? Sábado y domingo es el fin de semana, or the weekend, no? Here are expressions that have to do with time or frequency that you do things. So you might say todos los días, no? Meaning every day of the week. Todos los sábados, todos los lunes, todos los martes, no? Every Saturday, every Monday, every Tuesday, right? Todos los would be a way of saying every time, or every Tuesday, every Saturday would be a way of saying every. You might say todas las tardes, no? Every afternoon, or todas las mañanas, no? Every morning, todas las noches, no? Every night. Todas las semanas, every week, I do this, no? Or if we want to talk about things that we do occasionally, we could say una vez a la semana, once a week. This is what I do. Una vez al mes, no? Once a month, no? Or if we want to talk about repeated times, so dos veces a la semana, twice a week, or dos veces al mes, twice a month. We can use any number, right? Tres veces a la semana, 3 times a week, or tres veces al mes, no? Anything like that. If we want to talk about something that we do habitually on a day, then we're just going to talk about plural days. So instead of saying one day, we would just say plural days. So in English, we would say on Tuesdays, but in Spanish, we would just say the Tuesdays. So los viernes, los sábados, los domingos, los lunes, los martes, etc. If we want to say I do something normally, then we would say normalmente, no? If we want to say I do it often, then we could say a menudo. If we want to say I want to do some, I do it sometimes, then we would say a veces, no? We want to say I always do something, we could say siempre. But if we want to say almost always I do it, we would say casi siempre. If we want to say I never do, then we would say nunca. But if we want to say I almost never do, then we would say casi nunca, no? And here are some sequencing words, right? Primero, first, después, after, and luego, later. Here, we could say por la mañana, por la tarde, por la noche, es decir, during those times. So during the morning, during the afternoon, during the night. O if we were going to say mediodía o medianoche, al mediodía o a la medianoche is how we would say that. Okay, we're going to skip this and we'll just go to the section that talks about months. Okay, los meses del año, ¿no? Hay enero, febrero, marzo, abril, mayo, junio, julio, agosto, septiembre, octubre, noviembre, diciembre. Notice that in Spanish, the months are not capitalized. Okay. The days of the week are also not capitalized. Okay. So that is something to kind of keep in mind. Okay. Here are some holidays that are for you to, that are in Spanish, just for you to kind of have it in mind. It's not really something you're going to be tested on per se, but it's just something to kind of keep in mind. Días feriados, ¿no? El día de San Valentín, ¿no? O el día de los enamorados. So St. Valentine's Day, or the day of people who are in love, ¿no? El martes y carnaval, perdón, es, Mardi Gras. El día de San Patricio, ¿no? St. Patrick's Day. La Pascua, ¿no? Es Easter. La Noche de las Brujas is Halloween, ¿no? Or the Day of the Witches. El Día de los Muertos, which is a religious holiday. It's a Catholic holiday. That's generally on November 2nd, I'm pretty sure. El Día de Acción de Gracias. Ok, el Día de Acción de Gracias, que es como se dice Thanksgiving en español, ¿no? This is an American holiday, obviously, so it's not celebrated anywhere else, but it's good to know what the name of it is in Spanish. La Fiesta de las Luces, o a veces también se dice Hanukkah, which is Hanukkah. El Día de Acción de Gracias, ahí está. Y también, ¿no? La Nochebuena, ¿no? Which is Christmas Eve. Navidad, which is Christmas. Y La Nochevieja, ¿no? Which is New Year's Eve. And El Año Nuevo, which is the new year. Okay, well, I hope that this helps a little bit when you are completing material for week 7. Of course, next week is your exam, and so we will not have a lecture next week. I will be making more lectures for the subsequent weeks, and I hope that these lectures have helped you a little bit as you continue your journey through Spanish 1. Buena suerte en el examen, mis estudiantes, que les vaya bien. Okay, ánimo. Okay, I will see you in week 9.